turning the wheel sort of motion. All right, here, kind of bring it here, and the idea is, typically we're doing a sort of a foot sweep. Typically for your foot sweeps, you want to make that foot light and then kick that out. We're actually going to make this heavier. But the idea, the reason this is going to work is because he's going to be forced to put all his weight here, and he's having to catch himself with that foot. You notice every time he replants, he's having to lift it up, okay, to replant and get his base back, okay, because I'm pressing him here, and he's having to kind of, re-catch himself, and I'm looking for that moment where it's in the air. So this is a more persuasive technique than it is just kind of like a all-in-one technique. So I'm here, push in, all right, here. All right, not absolutely necessary for this technique. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is put my knee into his, across his hips here, pretty much my shin. So you wanna do that almost as like a scissor sweep, okay, sort of positioning. Okay, from here, I'm gonna step this leg in hard and sacrifice throw. Bam, come down, and throw out. Okay, now you notice my foot is still connected. Keep that there the whole time. Only move it when this goes to replace. Then when I come up, I push it away. And come in here. Still have the belt. Okay. Now, one thing I see a lot of times is people go do this. They'll try to do this number. Extend out, okay? Once you get to about here, this will no longer be sufficient for bearing his weight, so you have to extend out and kick, have a little more momentum. Okay, so we're here. Maybe he goes to press into me. Okay? Right away, make sure you're keeping that glued. It'll naturally glide along the body. Your foot should hook right there. Bam. Here. Here. Well, bring him forward. Thumb that out. Fold this in, making sure I'm keeping him nice and tight. Kind of keeping my arms here as his hands work. Pulling it top across. Let him back up. Feed that through. And I've got rainbow. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Alright, so we're gonna try it. 3, 2, 1. Keep that out. None the wiser. Remember, we're really taking the time to fold this in. Again, not necessary, but we're thinking about preserving our grip, having maximum efficiency for what we're about to do next. So, pass this here. Remember, I want as much slack as I get here, and keeping that pull taut so that when he goes to come up, it's easier to grab. And if you're, if he's really bearing down, if he really understands what you're doing, then you can put a foot on his hip and angle out and really kind of grind your arm up here, okay? And it's just that much tighter. He's almost, just by virtue of me really pressuring in this side of his neck, he's almost choked already. So what I'm looking to do now is I'm gonna push off this same side hip that I have the grip on, and then I'm gonna kind of grind his face away and grab that nice little fold I made with my fingers, all right? Then I grab it. Because that first grip was so tight, it was almost instant. So I'm gonna loosen up a little bit just so I can move. All right, so I'm here, bam, pull here, and just kind of your typical lapel choke, okay, on steroids. This is probably the only lapel choke I do other than like a bow and arrow.